Fair use, buddy. Strike it all you want.
I know a lot of people that went to Hackamania are butthurt. Oh, I can't pull this up on screen. I can't tell you who my source is. I almost pulled it up on screen. I almost pulled a Stuttering John and blew it. All right, so this is one of my inside guys. He's been on my Patreon for over a year. He's given me information. It's always checked out. He's always been on the ball. He doesn't mind if I read this. He gave me a lot of steel toe information that I was not aware of. And then it happened. It transpired. I believe he was the first one saying he's the one who informed me that there might be some swinging going on. He knew stuff about Nick Rekieta. But let me just go ahead and read what I have. This is from him. You could always DM me on Patreon. I read them all. I try to answer. I do answer them all. I always answer the Patreon first. You guys are the paying customers. So if you message me on Twitter or Instagram, I don't get back to you. Sorry. I'm busy. I take care of my people. So it says, Chad, I'm just getting back from Hackamania, and I'm going to give you a complete rundown of what I witnessed on an unbiased attendee. First and foremost, a lot of the pictures you may have seen in reports you probably already heard are likely from me. I did filter out info throughout different venues throughout the weekend. Friday, he landed in Vegas, got to his hotel room. He stayed at the Grand, which was a recommendation by Melton, and where all the quote-unquote stars of the show were staying. As far as the hotel casino goes in Vegas, it certainly wasn't the worst, but obviously not a premier location either. Got my room key, unpacked, essentially headed right to the show from the venue. Upon getting into my Uber, the driver legitimately asked me if I was sure that was the part of town I was headed to on the way. He said it was a rough area and most visitors don't go there. Again, this is non-biased. I'm just telling you. Hold on, let me drink some water. All right. As we got closer, I actually thought the address had to be wrong because the area was very run down. But sure enough, there it was, Synwave. I guess I was naive. I was expecting a line out the door and would have had to wait to get in. Absolutely not. Walked right in, and there was a woman sitting at a picnic table asking for an ID to cross-reference her ticket list. Give her my ID. She looks through the list of names, can't find mine, ask where I bought the ticket, etc. And then she ultimately says, fuck it, and gave me the badge for access. She couldn't find the name. Then he goes, you remember when they trashed you for letting people walk into your event without a door guy? I literally didn't even have a ticket for even though I actually paid, but I didn't actually have one on the list. So he basically said, I could have just went instead of paying for one. When I walked into the main area of the venue, bar lounge, it was dead. Literally one guy was sitting alone at a table drinking with 0 people at the bar. I go to the bar, get a beer. They have 0 on tap. The guy said they have 3 choices of beer, only in cans. I ended up getting a Miller Lite. And he said, if I wanted another to keep in mind, they only had 12-pack of it. A 12-pack of it. Unreal. At this point, it's past 7 o'clock. The comedy show is supposed to have already started. I walk into the back room where the event is being held. Right off the bar was the first thing I noticed was the smell of the venue. It was very pungent and rancid and reeked of body odor. There was no assigned seating whatsoever, even though they advertised VIP passes. I was able to sit wherever the fuck I wanted and plenty of seats were open. So I said previously, the comedy show was already supposed to be taking place, but it wasn't. Some terrible podcast was still on. I have no clue who they were. Still don't. I looked at my watch, checked the Hackamania schedule to see if I gotten the times mixed up. Nope. It was just poorly ran. The podcast was 30 minutes over their slot. When the podcast finally ended, Melton and his buddy Moody frantically ran around the room trying to figure out tech issues while none of the screens or lights were working at the time. They legit asked audience members for cords, cables to make shit work. Imagine going to a professional show and the performers asking where the audience for the USB cables and thumb drives if they had extras. If it were someone else, Melton would do an 8-hour stream and how dumb they were and how smart he was. I like this. So while this is going on, I go back to the bar, get another beer. They're already out of Miller Lite. And another beer was only one option. If I had a ballpark how many people were there at this point, I'd be comfortable saying 60 to 80 people. But it was also clear about 30 of those people were either part of Hackamania or they were with somebody else. The stand-up show starts. Absolutely terrible. Worst stand-up show I've ever seen. The room was dead silent. The laughter is coming from 3 to 5 people who were clearly pity laughing and forcing it. It was so fucking cringe. While this was going on, I can't get past how fucking terrible the place smelled. You look around and 40% of the audience is heavily obese dudes who were sweating the whole time. The garbage cans were full. There was trash spillage everywhere, cans everywhere. No one was cleaning anything up. It was a shit show. I know this is a long report, but I have plenty more if you're interested, and I'm interested. And this is a non-biased guy who likes all of it. I'm just saying. This is a report from a guy who's been messaging me throughout the year. And he's always been right about stuff. And he likes everybody. He pays attention to he doesn't have any animosity. He's not on his side. He's not on my side. I know they want to draw a line in the sand. You're either with them or you're against the. He's all in. He went there expecting a great show and he was disappointed. And he said the first night there was a lot of people, and the second night there was less.
Hit the like button and be like, hey, yeah.
Okay, fuck you, Doom.
Goodbye. I'll do it like that show. Goodbye. Goodbye.